show tonight. My first guest this evening is oh man. She's an Academy Award-winning actress who could not be busier. She's currently starring in the films Pay It Forward and What Women Want. And starting Friday, December 22nd, you can see her in Castaway with Tom Hanks. Please welcome Helen Hunt. Good thing.
I like it. Is it wrong?
Yeah.
Is it wrong that I'm not offended, but rather enjoy the animal screams?
Yeah.
That's not right. I'm supposed to go.
Yeah. Don't you love it when the fleet is in? Auga. Yeah. No, it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing.
Are you kidding?
Thanks so much for doing the show. I know you're busy, and also coming to New York this time of year can be a little bit hazardous.
The Christmas shoppers are out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty intense. You walk the streets, and first of all, the population of New York triples or something at this time of year, and people are so intense about getting their gifts.
I, last night, was walking through the streets of Soho with my dad, and behind me was a couple arguing over whether or not to get their kid a Game Boy. But, I mean, it was like a serious marital, like, are you kidding? He'll never look up from that thing. Get him the Game Boy, it's Christmas. And they were like on each other. And
right.
He already doesn't listen to you. If he doesn't listen to you now, what do you think is going to happen then? Remember last night with the dinner, and I honestly felt like I know too much. I know too much.
Right, right.
So I turned around finally and said, just get him the Game Boy. And the guy went, oh my God, honey, oh my God, you're my favorite actor. It's Linda Hunt. Oh my God. I swear to God. So now this little brat.
You were great in Silverado, yeah.
This little brat's going to get a Game Boy and be thanking a slightly older, slightly shorter character actress for it.
Right.
And I'm the one who got it for him.
Right, right. Oh, they love you, though. I love that, too.
Yes.
People are like, I love you. I watch you every night.
Exactly.
Ted Koppel. And you're like, no.
What is that? It's not. It's like some little brain thing.
I always just say I'm Koppel, and then I beat them. With a
His
stick.
problem.
Yeah, that's right. He's always being arrested. What is going on? It must be nice to come back, though, because you started out here in New York City. This is where it all happened for you.
I was born in L.A., but then I grew up in New York. I have lived in a lot of really crappy apartments here in this
There are plenty of them here, actually.
I lived in an apartment on 72nd Street that was, I think, just about as big as this table. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. You went into the kitchen, and you could go like this, and you could go like that. But you couldn't really even turn.
People that haven't lived in New York think you're exaggerating.
No, you're not exaggerating.
It's amazing what they can call an apartment here. In other parts of the country, that's a cubbyhole for your socks. But here, that's an expensive apartment.
I had no air conditioning. My boyfriend and I used to put towels in the bathtub, run cold water on them, and lay them on our bodies and, like, try to go to sleep. And we had bunk beds. Now,
You had bunk beds?
Yeah, not me. I wasn't even living with my boyfriend. I had a roommate who was this cabaret singer, and she would, like, stumble home at 3 in the morning and get onto the bottom bunk, and I was on the top bunk, and the whole thing would go like this. And then you turn around and you think bunk beds are cute when you're 6, you know?
Right, right.
When you're 25,
right.
They're sort of humiliating. It's like, if you're Marcia Brady, it's all right, but...
You know what's also weird is whenever I think bunk beds, especially for guys, I think the Three Stooges, you know? They're always like, yeah, one to a bed, and then they snore and synchronize snoring, you know, and... That's what I always think of. It's like... I always wanted my brothers and I to have, you know, bunk beds and wear, like, long sleeping caps and snore in unison, but they didn't want to do it. They thought it was weird. Now, something you did that intrigues me, I'm a huge Woody Allen fan, and so I'm always fascinated when someone does a Woody Allen film. You just shot one.
I just finished a Woody Allen movie.
What's it like to work with him?
He was generous, and people warned me, you know, he doesn't talk to you a lot, so he talked to me plenty. It was great, and the movie was great fun. I had a wonderful time. He's famous for reshooting. They warn you about that. Like, you do a scene, and I swear to God, every time I came home and thought to myself, I was pretty good in that scene. Like, just very quietly, I'd get a call, yeah, we're reshooting. You say, why? And he says he didn't like it. Okay.
He could just say, and it's Woody Allen, so a lot of people couldn't tell you to do that. But if Woody Allen says, I want to reshoot it, you go.
Yeah.
You jump out of your bunk bed and go. Exactly. You fall, and then you go.
Right. He's also very, very polite. He would say to me, we would do 2 takes of a scene, and he'd say, I would like to do one more, but only if you want to. And I think, I'm here, you know. I got up, I've got the clothes on, it's a Woody Allen movie. Let's shoot one more.
You know what I would do if I was given some tiny little part in a Woody Allen movie someday, and he said, can we just do it one more time? I'd be like, I think not.
That's what I should have done.
And then I'd cross my arms and just laugh.
I'm sure it would go great.
Yeah, right, I know. I just always am intrigued with, like, a guy who just really shouldn't be having that attitude, just going for it. Get lost, little man. Conan O'Brien's done and gone, baby. You know, and just, like, try it. Just see what happens.
The very last day of shooting, I thought, oh, I'm finished, so I got myself theater tickets. I went to see a matinee of this play, The Dinner Party. And I was very excited, and I'm sitting there, and there are a row of people behind me that are brutal. They're like, the cell phones are ringing, they're talking, the candy wrappers are crinkling, and I will admit to you, I'm a theater snob. I feel like, turn off the pager, take the candy out, and be quiet already.
Right.
And now in the dinner party was Henry Winkler and John Ritter. It's the Fonz, it's the Fonz. They're saying out loud, because they feel like it's television or the movies.
Henry Winkler.
Brutal.
He's doing like a good play. People are like, Fonzie!
And John Ritter, it's the guy from the show. And I'm thinking, if I turn around and shush them, which I want to do, it'll be worse. But I can't resist finally. So I'm like, well, that helps. It's the chick from Mad About You. So now it's a nightmare. Now it's a total disaster.
That's better than, like, Linda Hunt. You know.
Great, those are my choices, and I got both.
That's right.
So I just tried to give them that attitude, like, you know, we people of the theater don't behave that way.
Right.
When down the aisle comes like an usher and a teamster, Miss Hunt, full voice during the play. They called from the Woody Allen movie, you got to get back in the van, we got lunch. I'm like, shh.
We got to go right now.
Exactly.
Hey, it's the Fonz!
So I'm the guy going, pardon me, excuse me.
Yeah.
Movie girl has to go.
Yeah, everyone hates you then.
Yes.
Well, you're doing so much. What Women Want is out now. Pay It Forward, great movie. That's in theaters now.
Yes.
Very cool. And then Castaway opens next Friday, which I saw. We have Tom Hanks coming next week, and it's a great film.
Yeah, I'm lucky, is what I am.
Well, also, you're great. So thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Nice to have you. Helen Hunt, everybody. Craig Bierko's coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.